Hey fellas, Frankie Day here. Okay guys, this is video number 7, the final reveal for the 1974 Intex RMS Titanic, the Mighty Unsinkable. Okay guys, I've put a lot of hours in this thing since the last video. It's been non-stop. And I finally got her done. And she goes on top of the TV set. And there's no photo etch at all of this kit here, Bill. I just put it out of the box. And finally got this all done. So this year is a new year. I'm going to start finishing up a lot of my old builds I got started. I got to finish up my Charles Morgan whale ship. I got to finish up the Alabama over there. And I got to finish up the Denmark. And I'm pretty well caught up with all my builds. So I got plenty of time for that. That's down the road. Once I get the bug, I'll start getting on it and get it finished. I can do this right here. Excuse me, guys. Anyway, I'm glad that she's finished. She's done. I have to keep eyeballing it all the time and ask myself when are you going to start finishing up or whatever. So it's done, finished, and so I got the other builds are going to follow. Okay, guys. We got this video. I'm going to start a video, an online build video on my 1/72 scale. Wow, I just had a brain freeze. My Victor. I'm sorry, guys. My apologies. Oh, Lord. My mind's been in Titanic for the past 3-4 days, and I think I'm down with it. But anyway, guys, so that's going to be shaking. So anyway, guys, after this video, I'm going to prepare the build for the Handley Page Victor bomber, and we're going to build together on here, and I'm going to try to make a nice online build, and it's a beautiful airplane, and I'm going to get started on Mr. Martin Lamott's Measurement 410. I'm going to start. I was working on that last night. I got the fuselage off the trees, and all the parts have been trimmed, all the flashes have been trimmed off the fuselage. So I'll be posting some pictures of that in a couple of days on the construction of it. And I'm thinking about getting me another one. So I went on eBay right now, been looking around. I think I found a couple 1/48 scale ones, and I can actually build 2 of them, you know, for Martin. And so I think I may just do that. But anyway, guys. Get back to Titanic, of course. The Unsinkable Titanic. You know, I look at this ship, guys, and I just wonder, you know, what these people are thinking, you know, and getting on something like that. I've read. I got a book called Triumph and Tragedy by Jack Eaton and Charles Haas. It's about that thick, and the book's about a $100 book. It has everything on the Titanic, and every time I read that book, I learn more stuff on it. I mean, I'll tell you guys, like I said on the video of this, there's stuff out there that was unknown to me when I was young. And so it's been a pretty good CDI on here, you know. And this is an old kit. I bought this, I think, about 44 years ago, 43 years ago. And it was $19.99, $19.95 it cost back then. Like I said, $20 back in the days was a lot of money. And I couldn't believe that kit was on the hobby shelf. And they said, "Boy, you better get this one." It says this is going to go. I already had 10 already. I already sold all 10 within 2 days. And that's the last one right there. I said, I'm going to get it. So I got it. They sold like hotcakes at the time. Anyway, guys, we'll get back to the Titanic, and we'll discuss the ship itself and the model. Okay, boys, here we go. Hard to starboard and avoid the iceberg. Here we go. There she is in her overall profile view. Boy, I tell you one thing, guys. This weather out here has really got my sinuses all messed up. You gotta please excuse me for my coughing. Okay, here we go. We'll zoom in a little bit. Okay, guys, I got it all done. Looking forward, and she has a very beautiful bow, and it's just a beautiful ship. How this thing was built, and all these plates here were all clinker plated, because back in those days they had 6 foot by 30 foot pieces of steel, and they had holes drilled through there and had to rib those things hot. And the labor of Irish hands that built this thing. I mean, today you compare a shipbuilder back in 1912 when they built this Titanic. Back actually it was 1911 when they started building on it. And in 1912 she was launched. And building something like this out of metal with hands, these guys, these poor fellas, I mean, they worked themselves to death on this thing, and they put their all in it. They put the Irish all into it, and they got paid pennies on the dollar just to live. They had special houses in Belfast where these people lived at with their families. And they had no toilet system back in those days, and it was really rough as a cod to live. Nowadays, the millennials, millennial generation, I mean, even people in my era, of my generation, could never challenge the hands that built this ship. And these guys really put their all into it, and a lot of guys got killed in this thing before it even got launched. So in actuality, guys, this ship here was actually doomed at the start. And you can see the aft end right there. Those propellers right there are 25 feet in diameter. Largest props in the world. The big as a house. And we got bosses and rudders about the size as oak trees. And this was a very special ship at the time. It was the beginning of the superliners, and Harland and Wolff that built this thing, and Lord Peary, he was the gentleman that more or less suggested in getting this thing going, because the Cunarders were taking up a lot of were actually Queen of the Seas at the time, blue ribbon holders, and Bruce Ismay and the rest of them, the chair of the head man of the White Star, the director, he said, "Well, we're going to build ship this for speed. We're going to build this thing for scale. We'll show these people scale." And this thing was the most largest moving object of that time. And even today's standard, this is a very, very large ship, 900 feet long, 94 feet wide at the beam. This is a big ship. And we'll zoom in a little closer, guys. There we go. All those railings come out of the kit, stand up pretty good. Just give them a wash, guys. That's all you gotta do. Paint them first, and make sure that they are sealed with dull coat. And you go ahead and use your wash, your choice on there, and these railings really spruce it up. The mast, top of the mast, from the mast band all the way down to the forecastle deck is 200 feet. So you can imagine that thing as tall as a cell phone tower today. Look at a big gargantuan mast like that, 200 feet off the forecastle. And plus you got to add another 80 feet from top of the freeboard to the bottom of the keel. That's a long ways down, up and up, guys. This shows you what a monster ship this thing is. And I got the Marconi rigging done on there. I used riggings made from sprue. And like I say, a good brisk of wind would blow that thing apart. And the top of the aerial, the Marconi spreader bars that fit the top of the mast were made by bent wire, by making a a triangle out of it, and ACC glue it to the mast and be very cool. And of course you got your insulated spreader bars on top of your aerials. And the RMS Titanic, she had a very powerful Marconi on there. I had really good musical tones. They can tell it was Titanic. And overall, guys, this ship was doomed from the beginning. It was wrecked by reckless seamanship. And a ship this big, the sailors and everybody and the officers that operated this vessel at the time had no experience with a ship this size. because these things, before they built the ship here, they had to make special docks to accommodate them, because they were big. These things are 100, 200, 300 feet longer than most of the early Cunarders. It was 100 feet longer than that of the Lusitania and Mauretania, and it was a lot more bigger ship than the Cunarders. And the Olympic class has only 3 such ships, for example. White Star still got very badly by losing the Britannic and also losing the Titanic, and the survival was the Olympic, and she was scrapped back in 1935. The people back in those days were very naive. They were overconfident of the progress that was made during the turn of the 20th century, is when they were making airplanes, making cars at the Edwardian age. Everything was prestige, just up to the nines. And a lot of people out there, they believed that this ship was unsinkable. It wasn't going to sink. It was something that was taken from the Shipbuilder magazine, stating this ship was designed with 16-foot watertight compartments, and the conjunction of any 4 compartments forward or aft were vacated during collision, this ship would remain afloat. But the biggest problem is, guys, there was about 6 compartments that were violated because of the iceberg. And so you can imagine this thing is one big ice tray with compartments. One water flows over the other, and the other. And it's a mathematical certainty it's going down. And there was a fire on board by boiler room number 6. Right about, let's see here, about this area right here. This area right here. And it actually warped one of the watertight compartments on there, and that too contributed to the flooding of the ship. What it comes down to, guys, that this thing is incomplacency throughout the whole story, and it's a shame. It's a very sad shame, very depressing shame. You got 2,300 people, and only 702 people only survived at 2,300 people, and the rest gave their lives for nothing on this thing. They're going for a dream come true, go from the old world to the new world, the land of milk and honey, and they try to better themselves in life and try to be Americans and everything else. And this great ship never made it because of reckless seamanship. A lot of people, I go to work, we talk about it all the time. They say, Frank, what would you do if you had your family on this ship? I said, the first thing I would do, I use common sense. I'd make sure that my wife and kids got off safely, and I'd worry about myself last. And being a sailor, there's a lot of stuff on there that can float. First thing I do, get me a pint of whiskey. I chug-a-lug it as much as I can to warm up my body. And make sure my head don't touch water. And I'll be nice and warm, and maybe the good folks on a lifeboat would fish me out and put me aboard a boat, and I could be happy with my family. But it didn't work like that way, fellas. This ship was really terrible. A lot of people, it took a long time for people to understand that this thing was sinking, because they believed this thing was actually going to stay afloat. No such way. She's made of iron. Okay, guys, this is the conclusion, the final reveal for the Intex RMS Titanic in a scale of 1-350. William's fingers camera back to yours truly and finish up the video. Okay, guys, here I am again. Alright, guys, when I got this thing loaded up, I'm going to go ahead and put her at her final birthing place on top of the TV set. I'm going to drag out that Victor over there and prepare for the inline build. I think you guys will like this. I know I will too. I can talk a little bit, blow out steam a little bit, and build model, and we can all look at it together as we build it together. And Martin, I'll get on that 410 there, sir. I promise I have some pictures up for you tomorrow, maybe this evening. So I got this Titanic out of the way, and it's all done. So old Frankie Day is catching up on all of his builds. So sooner or later, I get them all done, guys. Don't let them go to waste. So it keeps me interested and keeps me going. Okay, guys, this is Frankie Day signing off. God bless you guys. Please, please subscribe and make Mama happy. Happy modeling, and be good. And we'll catch you on the online build of the Victor. Bye, gentlemen. Take care, fellas. God bless you, boys.